Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Razak at CMTrading. Today is November 4th, 2022, and today is Friday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, Microsoft, Facebook, and Google all hit new yearly lows. But first, looking at the major economic events of today. So at 2:30 South African time out of the United States, NFP, Non-Farm Payroll, coming out. That's a big number, so you do want to know about it. But first, looking at the Forex symbols, the US dollar strengthens before this number. The indices, the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ both continue selling off, while commodities, gold recovers from its previous day losses, while oil inches higher to $90 a barrel. Now, looking at stocks, as mentioned before, Facebook, Amazon, and Google all hit new yearly lows together with Microsoft. And lastly, looking at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin actually gained this time. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. Okay, so here we go. Before the NFP, we've got a big number, the NFP obviously coming out later today. But before we get into that, I just want to give some stock about where we've been, where we're coming to, and what we've been doing. So, I mean, this week has been a really volatile week, mostly because of the Fed decision. We've sold off, as you can see here, the dollar getting stronger versus the euro here as it's, inching further down from par 10078 down to 97.80, which is about 300 pips. Okay, so there's some volatility here, decent volatility. We are at the lower end of it. Now, the dollar could still get stronger if the NASDAQ and the Dow Jones continue selling off. Okay, so we do still have that. Now, looking at a weekly, let's just take a little bit of stock here. I mean, we did come right back, but then we're petering out again, and we may test these lows once again on the downside. So just be aware of that. Now, looking at the GBP USD, also did retrace yesterday. If we look at a weekly, almost back down to its lows, just like the euro. Looking at the Australian dollar, less so. Okay, more trading in a range here than anything else. Now, looking at the Japanese yen, also just trading in a tight range as it's finding some new bearing after, this roller coaster of a ride over the past 2 weeks. Now, jumping into commodities, let's just go straight into gold. We did recover from our previous day sell-off at 1648, where we're trading right now. That's the top of the range, but it's still a downwards momentum. Okay, we haven't broken above the 200-day moving average. Excuse me, at a 4-day chart. If we look at that at a daily chart above the 30-day, we have not gone. Okay, so we're still coming close to it, but not breaking up above it. And we only did that, breached it once or twice before, as this looks like it's flatlining but making a wedge formation. Okay, so just keep an eye on this, as this is still developing. Now, looking at oil, trading at $90.38, did gain yesterday, so it's on the upswing and does look like it's doing that. Okay, so this may still have some upswing left to it if it continues going this fashion, so keep that in the realm. Now, looking at the US markets, Dow Jones, okay, this is a very long period of time. This is going back to 2020, the pandemic, and while we're looking at it now, we are somewhat in the mid-range between our high of 36,000-ish level and 28,000-ish, 800-ish level. We're somewhere in the middle of that, okay, which is a decent place for us to be. However, just realize that this could still teeter out. I mean, we had this massive rally over the past 3 weeks into these numbers, into the corporate earnings, and then into the interest rate decision, and now it's teetering out. Now, yesterday I gave a live Facebook, and I did mention that next Tuesday is election day in the United States in midterms. It's a big election time period. Okay, so just be aware of that this markets may be unresolved until we get some clarity as to which is going to be the larger proportion of some of the seats that are in Congress and Senate and new governors, whether Republicans are going to take the majority back. Let's see. So, I mean, there's a lot of things that are still out in the open there to see. But looking at the main stocks, okay, when we look at the main stocks, I'm talking about Facebook, which is making new lows for the year at $88 a share. Microsoft falling below that 221, which was our previous low, to 214. and that's a massive decline there. Looking at Amazon, also hitting new lows, excuse me, at $89, and so is Google hitting $83.50. So we're seeing some tremendous weakness in the stocks, and that may be a situation where we'll play catch up from the indices going into this. So just keep aware and what's going on here. Now looking at Bitcoin, okay, we did gain yesterday to 20,598 from our low of 20,106. Okay, it's being buoyant, but it's just trading really in a tight range, but it's a higher tight range. Okay, so maybe that's a little bit better. So it's still very choppy trading, uncharacteristics, not very easy to follow, so stick to what works. And most of today I would be looking at the Dow Jones, I'd be looking at the US stocks to see how this non-farm payroll number comes out. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day and a beautiful weekend. Thank you.